Hi, Griefi.
Hey Voxta, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Griefi. How about you? Ready for some fun tonight?
Alright, well, you know where you clicked this video, so let's just get into it. So, first of all, what we need is an Unreal project. To do that, open the Epic Games launcher, go to Unreal Engine on the left side, go to Library at the top, and then make sure you have version 5.3. If you don't, add it with plus sign, select 5.3. I already have it, so I don't need that. Then just press the button to launch it, and then you will get the project overview. In here, go to games, select an empty project. You can go Blueprint or C++, it doesn't really matter, either is fine. Leave everything else by default, and give your project a name. You can still add blueprints to C++ and C++ to blueprints, so whatever you pick is fine. Then just wait for the project to load. And then what's the first thing you should always do when you load the project? You close it. Next up, importing the plugin. So first of all, you need to make sure that you have a folder named plugins inside of your project. If you don't, just make it manually. And then you want to go to the GitHub page of the plugin. On here, there's a whole bunch of documentation on sort of how to use it, how to configure it, how you can hook into it with your own custom systems if you have them. That's all advanced stuff. We don't care about that now. What you want to do is go to the latest release, which is version 0.1.0, the Apple preview, and then you want to download the zipped archive file. You want to place this inside of the plugins folder you just made, or you already had of your project. Then just minimize that. And then inside of the plugins folder, you want to extract the zip inside of this folder. And then just delete the zip file because we don't need it. And then the correct folder structure should be the U plugin nested 2 folders deep inside of your project. So you have your U project, then the plugins folder, then UnrealVoxta, then the U plugin. After that setup, you open the project again. It will give you a warning that the plugin hasn't been compiled yet, so you want to do it manually. This should only take a minute. Jesus Christ, my PC is actually dying. Holy crap. Rip my hard drive, I guess. Right, it's finally done. Holy moly, okay, that took a bit more, but never mind that. Once it's started up, you can just exit the project again, because we need to change some config files first. So what you want to do is, you go to the config folder of your project. Inside of there should be a default engine.ini file. You open that, and then you want to go to the GitHub page again, and then there's a snippet that you want to copy. This will tell Unreal that we use the voice input system, which will enable a bunch of stuff that the plugin relies on. So just paste in here, and then save the changes. You can just close it again. Again, make sure that it's inside the default engine.ini file, and then we can open the U project once again, and everything should be good to go. Just to make sure that the plugin is actually active and enabled, so we go to Edit, then go to Plugins, and then type Voxta. And then it should be enabled by default. If it isn't, just tick the box. And we're all set up. Alright, next up is actually using the templates. So you go to the root of your project, then you go to the plugins folder, the UnrealVoxta content, example setup, and then there's an example level. Just open that. Of course, you still need to configure the game mode, so select the game mode template from the folder. We can have a look at it. Inside of here, everything is on default except for the HUD, because the HUD is in charge to connect with Voxta. So just close that and then go to game mode and select the BP example game mode. And then press play. And then you will see there's an IPv4 address and the port. Again, these are just the values I use. Your network is probably different, so you need to change that. And then we want to start the Voxta server. So you want to make sure to actually have version 117. Then just open the voxta.server.exe. Once that's started, you will see the addresses it's listening to. I have two of them, the localhost and the raw IPv4. You can change these in the app settings.json. Just add whatever you want in the URLs. The reason I use the IPv4 is, well, because if you build for Androids, then, you want to connect with Voxta. It's running on your Windows PC. I will show you how to fetch that. So you just open a command window and run ipconfig. That should show you the IPv4 address right there. It's important to know that this can change if you haven't configured your network with fixed addresses. Again, if you're unsure, just use localhost. That also works fine. And then we press play. So then we will connect. Then you will see all the characters that are loaded. These characters match the characters that are available in Voxta. So if I quickly navigate to the client in the browser, yeah, so in here you can see I have 7 characters, and those are the same ones that match in the list. So if you have more or less, it should be reflective of that. So let's start a conversation with Voxta. Now, I didn't launch it with pre-warmed services, so this will take a few moments. I'll just fast forward.
Hi, Griefy.
Hey, Voxta, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Griefy. How about you?
Doing pretty good. I'm just showing you off to the YouTube audience. You can say hi if you want.
Sure, Griefy. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I hope we can have a fun and engaging conversation. Let's talk about anything you like. Yes, Griefy. I can respond to text input as well. It's one of the many features I have to interact with users like you. How can I assist you today?
Well, that covered all the basics. Next up is lipsync. So for lipsync, let's make some copies first so we don't break anything. I'm gonna make a copy of the level. I'll place it in content and call it metahuman level. And then we go to the template blueprints. We get the example character lip sync. And we also want to make a duplicate of this one. It's called blueprint metahuman. That's fine. And drag it into the content folder. This is just so we don't break any of the plugin. As you noticed, there are some errors. It's complaining about OVR lip sync that it can't be found, which makes sense because we don't have it. So navigate to the GitHub page for OVR lip sync. This is just a port of the plugin made compatible with Unreal 5.3. So go to releases and download the zip. Place in the same folder. So in your project folder, you have your plugins folder. Save it in there. Once that's done, go to that folder and make sure to unzip it. So in your project folder, plugins, OVR lip sync, and extract in here. If all goes well, you have an OVR lip sync folder now. And in that is the U plugin file, which again is 2 folders deep, similar as the other plugins. So you have your project root folder, then the plugins folder, then OVR lip sync, and then the U plugin. Let's close this, and of course we need to reload the editor because there's a new plugin and it has to be compiled as before. So as soon as you try to open the project, it will give you a warning telling you that the plugin needs to be compiled. Just press yes and wait a moment. Right, well that took a bit longer than I had hoped for, but we're here. As you can see, there's a new plugin. It will complain about project file, just update it. That should all be good. And then we want to double check to see if the plugin is actually activated. So just go here and type in lipsync. Should be there and enabled. If it's not, just tick the box. Right, now let's go to our content folder, load level we made earlier, and open the blueprint. because we still need to address the error. You see here it's because of the OVR nodes. So what you want to do is you go back to the plugin, you search for the same nodes, and you just copy them from here into your metahuman blueprint that we just made earlier. Make sure to connect it. And then compile. It should work. And then just save it and close the other windows. And now, okay, well, it's finally time to import a metahuman. In order to do that, you want to go to the Quixel bridge on the top left. And then here on the left-hand side, you can move to metahumans. There's a bunch of default metahumans. You can really pick any one. It's all good. You can also make your own. I won't go into detail how that's done in here. But yeah, I'll use one of my custom ones. Make sure to select the highest quality and then press the download button. That will take a while, so I'll fast forward a bit. And then after it's downloaded, you can press the add button to add it into your project. Should be fairly quick. And then if you try to open it, you will get a bunch of messages about plugins that are required and things that are missing in your project. Just enable everything. And then it will ask you to restart the editor, which, just press OK. And then it will import with the new settings. So we want to reopen our metahuman level again, and then want to delete the old character, as that didn't have lipsync. And then we add an instance of the metahuman blueprint in the level. Now we want to edit this. So in class settings, we want to change the parent class from a regular actor to the metahuman that we downloaded. So just type the name of the metahuman you downloaded, if it's a custom one or a preset. Just the name should be fine. After that's done, you probably want to check the viewport very quickly to see if it works. Yeah, it seems fine. We can move the audio a bit higher so it corresponds better with the mouth position. Again, ideally you want to use sockets for this, but this is all quick and dirty, so it doesn't really matter too much. And then hit compile. Of course, we want to also enable the lip sync itself, so make sure to put it on OVR lip sync. Then compile again and save it, and then close this window. And we see our metahuman in the scene. We want to rotate it so it's facing towards us. And then we want to move it a bit closer because it's quite far away. Again, you can also use the gizmo for this. Whatever way works for you. Okay, maybe that's a bit too close. Now I want to save level so the position is stored. Oh, right, the camera position. So you want to move the player start a bit higher to actually match the sort of eye level of the metahuman. Yeah, that looks better. Oh, right, forgot. So open the metahuman again. And here we want to go to the face. There is an element class named face and MVP. However, we have a custom one that has the OVR and audio to face logic inside of it. So just use that one. So that's the face and MVP combined. And then once again, compile and save everything. And then we can do a quick little test to see if it actually works.
Hi, Griefy.
Hey, Voxta, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. How about you, Griefy?
Okay, seems to work. Next up, we'll do the audio to face. it's all very experimental. I'm planning to do a complete rewrite, so keep that in mind. However, if you want to try it, the first thing you need is Omniverse. So go to the GitHub page of the plugin, then click the link to go here. Sure. Just click on a button. Yeah, click on Start Developing again. And then what you want to have is the Access Launcher for Windows. So just click on that, place it anywhere you want. It's just an installer file. Once it's downloaded, run that. It will install Omniverse on your machine. I already have it, so I'll just launch it. I think you also need to have a NVIDIA account to use this. So then you want to go to Exchange and then type in audio to face. Should pop up in the apps. It's only one app. And then here you want to install the latest version. So that's 2023.2. Then after that's installed, it should appear in your library. Go to Settings and open the path, the install path. Just click on the folder icon. It should open itself. And then in here, yeah, you can close Omniverse if you want. And here you want to run the audio to face headless.bat file. And that's pretty much all that's required for audio to face. Oh yeah, of course you need to still change the lipsync type of the metahuman. You can do it in the blueprint or just do it in the level directly. And that's all that's needed, really. And just press play and test it out.
Hi, Griefi.
Hey, Voxta, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Griefi. How about you? What have you been up to lately?
Yes, as you can see, the delay is pretty big. I do have plans to swap it around and use the audio to face Docker image instead of the app from Omniverse, but that's a whole rewrite, so that's probably gonna be for beta. Also keep in mind, for this implementation, it stores the audio files and the blend JSON files in the audio to face cache. So, yeah, if you use it a lot, you might wanna clear that out every once in a while. And hey, if you want, you can dive into the C++ code and change it or improve it as you see fit. Right. Well, it's already pretty late and the video is getting pretty long, so I'm just gonna ramble through this. But for the demo, the first thing is just, a scene from the marketplace, as always. If you go to the free category, permanently free collection, them is this polar sci-fi facility. So, if you want, you can and get that right now. So, that's pretty much the entire environment in one go. Now, there wasn't a chair, so put a chair. I went on Sketchfab, found this sort of sci-fi looking chair, which, it fits the theme, but the materials were a bit off, so I replaced those materials with more, well, industrial looking ones. So to do that, what I did is just, replace the textures that were provided with default materials from Quixel. So if you, just search for leather, there's thousands and thousands of materials that you can use, metal, iron, rubber, leather, they're all there. And after you're done with them, you can still mess around with, the normal strength and the glossiness to sort of customize it however you want. Yeah, for me, so the normal was a bit too smooth, so I increased that a bit. But that's, essentially the chair. But that essentially covers the entire environment. And then for the custom metahuman, So a metahuman is built out of two meshes. There's the face and the body. The face is the same geometry as sort of the. So for this one, we just replace the body geometry with something that's, well, more curvy. Um, so to do that, you can just, import the mesh into Blender, then just sculpt it with blend shapes however you want. There's not really a limit with what you can do, so go wild. Now for textures, Unreal bakes the underwear into the texture, which is a bit unfortunate. So to remove that, we imported the textures and the sort of changed mesh into Substance Painter, and we just painted over it, making sure that everything looks clean. And then same for the head. Well, not underwear, but for the makeup, so just import the default textures and then paint makeup over it. Yeah, it's not super complicated. Well, there are sort of the multiple textures, but I won't go into detail. And then for the animation itself, it's just the sequence, which is identical to the timeline in Unity, if you know what that is. You can just, stitch animations together and camera movements and all of that stuff to get sort of a cinematic, essentially an end-game cinematic. Of course, a lot of it is faked. You will see this as it's playing back. The position snaps back and forth to get the proper angle with the cameras. Fake it till you make it, really. So that's everything regarding the animation. Actually, no. There's the individual animations. These are just imported from Mixamo. I'm sure you know what it is. So then you just retarget those to the metahuman rig. It's easiest if you use the UE5 mannequin as target for Mixamo, and then use that to the IK of the metahuman to retarget all the animations. And that's most of it. Oh yeah, the breathing. So the thing is, well, at the end of the seated animation, it's just still. So to add breathing, there's just very simple additive animation on top of it that keeps looping. It's not, again, this is all very basic, but it gets the job done. So for a quick demo, that's more than sufficient. So yeah, hopefully that was useful. If not, I'm sorry I wasted almost half an hour of your time.